to another episode of the Closing Time Chronicles. I am your host, Allie Tabor, and today we are sitting down with Ashley Donald. Born in Houston, LSU grad, she's a partner here at Legacy Title and a wonderful mom of two. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
I'm so excited. This is my first podcast ever. I watched Love is Blind, like the first season, and I literally was like, oh, this must be how they feel. Like, I'm in the pod.
You're in the pod.
I'm in the pod.
But you get to see me.
Yeah, like someone asked, when we were scheduling this, like, can you do something? I was like, oh, I'm going to be in the pod.
I really do feel so cool when I say, hey guys, I'm so sorry I can't make that video. I got the pod. I love it. I love it.
I know.
I grew up watching, not grew up, but like recently I've been a big Giggly fan. Giggly Squad, if you ever watched that one.
No.
Love that one. I'll have to get you on that one.
I feel like I'm showing my age. I've never even heard of it.
It's super cute. They were in Summer House. I never watched Summer House, but I love the pod.
More shows that I don't know about.
It's okay.
But I've at least heard of Summer House.
Exactly. You'll like it. I think you will.
I don't watch any reality TV.
I don't either. I just watched Love Island for the first time. My friend came
All I know is there's one in the UK and there's one in the US.
It's okay if you don't want to watch it.
Maybe that's a fun fact. Like, I legitimately, you know what I watch as my reality TV? I watch sports.
You are such a sports girly.
I know. So I watch football. I watch baseball.
Have you always been that way, or is that something that developed in college, like LSU being your alma mater? No.
So that's a good question. My dad is a football coach.
I did not know that.
Yes. And so I did not, like, people are like, oh, you grew up like the Remember the Titans girl. I want to be clear. That is not how I grew up. Okay. I thought it was super boring. My dad would take me, as I got older, he would take me with him to scout, because he would go scout for the high school teams. And so we'd go watch other teams, and I'm from Houston, so all around the Houston area. And so I realized, like, if I'm going to be here for like 3 and 4 hours, like, if I understand what's happening, maybe it won't be so boring.
Yeah.
So I started asking him to teach me about football. And anyways, that was my background in it. And then, coming to LSU, it's hard not to like sports. We have such great,
it's a culture.
It's a culture here. And so the one thing that is difficult for me is my parents both went to Texas, UT. And this wasn't a problem in our family until Texas joined the SEC. Yeah. Because I would root for Texas. Like, I grew up rooting for Texas. My husband like bleeds purple and gold, and he was like, I can't root for Texas. I'm like, they're not even in our league.
Right.
But now they're in our league.
Now they're in the league. So
and like, my parents are like feeding my kids like Texas clothes to wear. And my husband, I swear he hides them. Like, I'm like, where is that shirt?
Oh, I don't know, honey. The dryer must have ate it.
So anyways, so I grew up, and my husband loves sports. We watch a lot of sports. We actually, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm one of 3 girls, so we never had anything like Xboxes, PlayStations, none of that growing up. Like, we were girls. We didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Well, last week, my husband was like, they just came back out with the NCAA college football for like 2025. And now with NIL, like, the actual players are in it, because the players couldn't be in it. Like, back when my husband would play growing up in college, I think they stopped doing it in like 2008. Like, it's been a long time since they've had this game. And so I was like, babe, like, he is such a saver. I was like, if you want to get this game, I'm all in favor of it. Like, this will be fantastic. Yeah. So like, we now have an Xbox.
I love that.
I've never had an Xbox before.
Do you let the kids play on the Xbox, or is this adult time?
The Xbox is hidden in our living room.
Yep.
And I thought it was understood between my husband and I that we would put the controllers away. He did not. My 5-year-old found the controllers, and he's like, Mom, look, it's games. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it lasted 3 days. We had 3 days.
You had 3 days of quiet.
We had 3 days of bliss without my son knowing we had an Xbox. And now we have an Xbox.
Well, maybe you can just like erase his memory and just like, I don't know, babe. Maybe he must have dreamt about that controller. That's why I'm not a mom.
He sits and like watches TV, and he holds the Xbox controller. Like, he likes watching these, like, ninja kids where like they do sports, and like I think he thinks that
Like
like
he's controlling the kids.
yes, and I'm like the controller is not even active right now, and it's just
He really is one of the cutest kids. Like his whole personality is
He
so
is-
precious.
he is something else. He
Yeah.
is something else. Yeah, and he's like all kids have big personalities.
Yeah.
He asked Mark like a few nights ago, he's like, Dad, am I gonna go to LSU? And like he's like welling up with tears. And
Does he not want to go to LSU, or he does?
well, that's what Mark was like. I don't know which way this is going. Like I'm unsure.
I mean, I didn't think I'd have to disown my kid at 5.
I know. And so Mark's like, oh, is that where you want to go? He's like, yeah. And Mark's like, okay, well then, yeah, bud, like you can go to LSU, you study and work hard. And
oh my God.
anyways, and then he starts welling up even more. And Mark's like, what's wrong? And he goes, am I going to play baseball at LSU like Bear Jones?
Oh my God. Bear Jones, if you're watching this.
Bear Jones, shout out, okay? You are the most popular person in my house. I want you to know that. And my son has played 1 year of t-ball. And by the way, it's too much work in the outfield. He doesn't like the outfield. He only likes to hit the ball. And he has a walkout song. He did choose his walkout song. Do you have any guesses on what it is?
No.
Yeah, it is swag surfing. He walks out to swag surf. Yeah.
That was going to be something that I asked you. What is one of your pump up songs?
Yeah. For me, I don't really have a pump up song. So first of all, my mood kind of like dictates what I listen to.
Valid.
So I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm back in the like, the pop of the 90s, 90s, early 2000s, obviously showing my age. Sometimes I'm in the rap of the late like 2000s, my college years, the glory days.
Right.
I listen to a lot of country, and I grew up listening to country, of course, being in Texas. So country is pretty much a staple. The one song that I have had as like a personal like pump up song is Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Oh, that one's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I would sing like, especially when I was studying in law school.
Yeah.
That would be like a song that I would just sing and jump up and down. And like, that was my dance party song.
Sure.
So I still kind of keep that like as my hype song.
I
like
love that.
I feel like I just like need a pick me up.
For me, if we have like a really busy closing day and I'm driving from like Sherwood to Seagan, I really only have like 2 songs. Even if there's traffic, I'm going straight Boosie.
Yeah.
I'm going set it off.
It's badass,
Yes.
We all got some ratchet in us.
I love it. I can't say the rest right now.
Yeah, I know. This is a safe space.
It's safe space. Okay. Describe your closing style to us. If somebody hasn't had a closing with you, maybe they've had one with Legacy, what should they expect from the Ashley Donald experience?
So first of all, I just want to say, because Chad will kill me if I don't, but we really do try to have a consistent brand.
Yes.
Across the closings, but we have to each do it in our own way. So like when I think about my personal closing style, I think authentic.
Yeah.
And the reason I say this is because I'm a dork. Okay. I'm just going to call a spade. I'm a dork. Okay. I love making up songs, and I tend to like, if something like comes to me, like I will sing at the closing table. Like I will make a song about the street, about the subdivision, about the borrower or the seller's name. Like you got to read the room. You know, if they're not like vibing with me, I'm not going to like tell them, and here's the song I made up about you. I'm just going to keep that in my head. Okay. Right. But genuinely, like, we have a dialogue that we tend to try to stick to, but I really try to just be present in the closing. I don't wear an Apple Watch. I don't bring my phone in. Like, it's just, that's an authentic time for your buyers, for your sellers. It's a huge moment for them. And just being fully present. And, and I feel like I'm like that in a lot of things I do. I'm doing 100% at whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm witty, but my jokes are bad. They play well at a closing table.
They don't always land well. You can hear them when the door is shut in a closing room. You can hear the laughter. It's a good thing we don't have you and Chad in the same locations, because no one would be able to hear anything coming from the laughter in the closing rooms.
I like, when I went to the LSU USC game in Vegas, for like the whole month before, I told people like, oh yeah, I'm going to Vegas. I'm not coming back. I'm going to get discovered. I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. And they didn't take me. No, I did not get discovered, and we lost the game.
You just didn't get seen by the right person yet.
Well, my husband will never go back to Vegas. I know.
I didn't like Vegas when I went either, though.
I do have a fantastic Vegas story, though.
Ooh.
Okay, so while we were in Vegas, I was with shout out Sarah Patton. Shout out I was with a lot of my friends, but I have this one friend we were with our college friends, and one friend, Sarah Patton, she's like short and she has kind of a high voice, and this is my impression of her. She's going to kill me, by the way, but she's like, and my maiden name is Bynum. So she's like, Bynum, do you want to play craps with me? And I'm like, I haven't played craps in so long. I don't even remember how to play craps. I literally don't know how to play.
That's the only thing I know how to play.
Cannot remember how to play. And I'm like, absolutely. Like, I think this is a good idea to go play craps. And my husband, Mark, is like, Ashley, you can go with Sarah to play craps, but you must answer your cell phone.
Yeah.
Because I like get so focused. Sure. So I'm like, don't worry, babe. I will answer my cell phone. Anyways.
Famous last words.
Yeah, famous last words. We walk up to this table and there's like nobody on it. And then the table, and it was like a $50 minimum. And then the table next to it's a $25 minimum. And it's popping. It's mostly LSU people. And so we're like, okay, we want to go on that table. Right. So we walk over and we're like, hey, like, can we play? We don't have any chips. We don't know what we're doing. And the dealer's like, we only have a spot for one. And immediately I'm like, oh, we're a team. Like, we're a team.
Yeah, we're one person.
Yeah, we collectively are one person. And everyone at the table like looks at us and they're like, all right, that's fine. You know, it's cool. So the guy standing next to us, who was an LSU fan, looked at us and like, we were like, we had cash, like we were ready to buy in. And he goes, oh, no. He hands us a $25 chip.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, you see my good luck. So we proceeded to play. And if you play craps, okay, all we did is we played the pass line. Okay. Yeah. Basically what anyone told us to do, we did. We had no idea what we were doing. But in like a 3-hour span, I think 4 people threw, which is like everyone's winning. Yeah. As long as the same person.
If the same person keeps throwing, that's a good
winning.
sign.
You're winning. Well, of course, like lo and behold, my husband is like, Ashley, I told you to answer your phone.
3 hours later. Yeah.
He knew where I was. So he came in the middle and was like, Ashley, did you not? I told you to answer your phone. Look at your phone. It's a text message. He ran into Glenn Dorsey.
Oh my goodness.
And he's like, look, it's Glenn Dorsey. Anyways, I was like, man, that I wish I had checked my phone. Yeah. In that moment, I was like, I should answer my phone. I should check my phone. But I could not be defeated. So Sarah's husband was standing behind us and just watching us. And we didn't know this. He was just taking our chips.
Oh, nice. Saving your money.
So we did not know like how good we were doing. And I look back at one time and I'm like, how much, like, are we doing good? And he goes, both of my pockets are full.
Ooh, that's a great sign.
We had a great game. We went and we cashed out and we did very good. Like, I think our team got like maybe like almost $900. We never put money in. Like, we just played on that $25 the whole time.
And that's something, and it's true when you're playing craps, everybody if everybody's doing well, they don't want to mess with the balance. It's very much like a luck game. Yes. And if you say the wrong thing, they'll be like, get out.
Yeah, you got to get out.
You got to get out. You got to go.
Well, I could not let Mark have the coolest story of the
Absolutely
day.
Not.
No. So after we cash out, we hear that there are some people we knew from college. I mean, it was popping. The Mandalay Bay was popping. Yeah. People we know from college that are in the sports book. And I walk over and we're walking through. We don't see anyone we know. It was packed. But I see T-Bob Hebert. And I've met T-Bob once in passing. And I was like, T-Bob, what's up? And like, T-Bob is so nice. And like, he probably has no idea who I am. Okay. Yeah. I ended up talking to him for like 5 minutes. Okay.
Oh, how cool.
And my husband, I have my phone out because I know I have to be checking my phone. I have my phone out and Mark calls me and I go, T-Bob, you got to take this. And so I turn the volume all the way up and I hand the phone to Mark and T-Bob's like, Mark, what's up? And Mark goes, oh, hello, Mr. T-Bob. Like, I can like hear him on the other line. And he's like, Ashley, like you would. Like, I would meet Glenn Dorsey and then you would have a 5-minute conversation with T-Bob Hebert.
So, just love that for you guys.
I know. So anyways, he goes, as soon as he said my name, I knew it was T-Bob.
You knew it was T-Bob.
Yeah.
That's one of those voices where it's just like, it's instant.
Like you just know it. You just know it. I know.
That is so awesome. And I love that you guys get to have those experiences. But getting back to real estate and title.
Sorry.
Oh my God, no, these are great stories. I hope
so
that you are discovered as the biggest LSU fan after all of this.
I can't. My husband is the biggest LSU fan. I can't take that
That's
from
fair.
him.
You know
he
what?
means that.
And that's why you're a beautiful wife and a wonderful wife.
I know. You're welcome, Mark. I did this for you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, so what inspired you not to be an LSU football coach, but instead to be a title attorney?
It's okay. So, it's funny you asked that because my path, I never really wanted to be a title attorney. It wasn't something that like I dreamed of doing. When I was little, I loved houses. And I would draw like floor plans of houses. And
really?
like thinking back, I'm like, probably should have been an architect.
Yeah.
But I told my dad I wanted to be a real estate agent. And my dad was like, look, like if you want to do that, that's fine, but let's go to college first. And let's do college. So both my parents are teachers. I come from a teaching family. And so I started in teaching, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to be in advertising and marketing, kind of witty and all of that. So I ended up in a business law class as a requirement for my marketing major. And I loved it. I was like, this is like super interesting. I really like this. And so I was never planning on going to law school. I thought law was all political. I didn't know that there were other sides to law. Like the lawyers had been exposed to at that point in my life, they were all, politicians, and they like to debate and all that. And it's just not me. I'm all for it. You do you, but it just wasn't me. So
yeah, I feel like I had a very similar connotation growing up.
Yeah, it's not what I thought lawyers were. So I talked to my dad and mom, and I was like, look, I'm thinking about like going to law school, genuinely because I just like to study and read.
Yeah.
And so that is how I ended up in law school, just because I didn't want to be done with school. I wanted to keep reading and studying and learning. And being a lawyer really is a lifetime of learning. Like you will never know it all. You cannot know it all.
Right.
And being a good lawyer means that you understand that you don't know, and that you need to study and you need to learn and you need to, sit back and pause. And then when I got out, 2012 was not a great time to get into the job market. But I was really lucky, blessed. I got an offer at a big law firm. So I did that, and I was a litigator. Most people coming out of law school, you're going to do some litigation, some court time. So I did that for 3 or 4 years at 2 different big law firms. I went from one smaller or one regional law firm to one even bigger regional law firm, traveled around the US, like going into courts. And, I've known Chad for a long time, and he's always told me, hey, if you ever have a job, if you ever want a job, let me know.
Yeah.
Like, come talk to me. And so, at some point I just realized I was working all the time. It was draining. It was stressful. I did not like arguing with other lawyers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And scary. Okay. I just don't want that.
Is that your personality?
Yes. It's funny though, because I'm sure like my husband would say like I'm super hot about things, but I prefer the calm. Like I prefer the bliss. And so I talked to my husband, and, I had law school debt. If not for him, I could never have, he supported us for me to come do this.
Yeah.
Because I started over. I took a pay cut of about 50%. Like I took a huge leap, a huge risk. I mean, it's like Chad did too on me. And, it's been 9 going on 10 years now. Never looks back. I love it.
Yeah.
I always feel like God kind of puts people in your life for reasons that you don't know about. And, I would not have ever gotten into title if it wasn't for Chad and his like, oh, I think you'd be good at it. You'd be good at it. And
sometimes you need somebody to like observe you and take that outside point of view to lead you in the right direction. Because like for myself, I can get so tunnel vision thinking that this is my path. And then somebody says, why didn't you think of this? And I'm like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
What is this? And now today I would have a full-on conversation with ChatGPT. Like, hey, somebody told me this. What do you think about this? You know what I mean?
You have to teach me how to use ChatGPT.
Oh,
I know the time is coming.
ChatGPT and Gronk. You have to decide. You have to pick a side, and then I'll full send you into one of them.
Gronk
or Grok. Bradford is a Grok fan. I am a ChatGPT fan.
No, I want Gronk.
Okay, then I'll get you on Gronk.
I want Gronk. Like, I want to be able to be like, my AI
Gronk
is Gronk.
No,
I'm gonna like when I talk to it, I'm gonna pretend like
it's
I'm talking
only
to
as good as the information you put in. in my personal opinion. It's a learning curve. We got that.
It's a learning curve. I know.
We got that.
Just put it on my list.
But I do think that this role absolutely suits you and your personality. And I can see what you mean with like, you're very passionate about certain topics, but that doesn't mean that you want to burn that candle every single day doing that.
That's right.
This is way more longevity, in my personal opinion. But what has been like a rewarding experience? I know in real estate we have a lot of those, but maybe just in your professional career.
We do. We have so many wins. Like being at the closing table is a win. You know, it's a win for everyone involved. So and that's the other thing that like you don't get that kind of satisfaction in litigation. Okay, in litigation, it's things will just settle, and you're like, I don't even know how it ended. Okay. That's what's so great about title is you've got that kind of completion. This is, this is like the equivalent of power washing your driveway in my mind. Cause like you see results immediately and it's really cool. But aside from
that's a great analogy, by the way.
I know I'm really into power washing right now. I also like cutting the grass, but I'm not allowed to ride the riding lawnmower anymore. And that's a story for a different day.
Okay.
But you just run over like a few things too many, okay? Anyways.
I would have done the same thing. I'm on your side.
But a little bit outside the box, probably. I mean, besides from the normal answers, which is, helping people buy homes.
Right.
I really, really like teaching.
You do great. So you teach our continuing education classes on wills and successions.
Yes.
Close like a pro? No, the mandatory. The mandatory.
The mandatory. I do successions. I do close like a pro. I'm working, and this is actually a project I'm working on right now. We're developing out a few more classes, and I'm super pumped about it. Just being up there, and I come from teachers, and so maybe that's like that side of me coming out. I just really like when I'm up there and I'm connecting, and I feel like that is my opportunity to give something back to the community. In a way that I did not realize how rewarding it was.
That's a beautiful thing. And I think it also comes back to the coaching too and being a team leader because you're very inspiring when you do those classes as well.
Dude, hype up girl. Gotta wear tennis shoes.
Always a tennis shoes.
Teaching in tennis.
It's your standard, but it's also necessary because you walk so much. The clitter clatter would really annoy the heck out of me.
I have tracked my steps in walking. It's not as many as you in teaching. Yeah. It's not as many as you think.
Interesting.
I know, I'm kind of disappointed. I think I'm going to need like a bigger room and just be like, guys, I'm just going to
just start pacing. That is me when I'm on the phones. Chad will see me just like pacing up and down. I'm just like, I'm in the zone. No, you can't stop me now.
So we just got a trampoline at home. So when Mark got an Xbox, I got a trampoline. Okay. That's tit for tat. Okay.
Fair.
If he got that, I got something I wanted. Okay.
Love this.
So now I've been taking calls on my trampoline.
Remind me to tell you how I broke my ankle on a trampoline.
One day.
I don't want to ruin your bliss right now.
No, well, Mark was like, this is a bad idea because I'm very clumsy. We're both clumsy.
Oh, I'm clumsy,
okay? But I grew up with a trampoline. I love a trampoline. And I was talking to my mom about it because I can still do a front handspring.
Oh.
I know. It does not feel that great on my back. I've been working on my handstands.
Okay.
Pretty good.
There you go.
I know. But I was talking to my mom about it and I was like, Mom, like Mark doesn't want me
have a
flipping on the trampoline. And Mom was like, oh, I flipped on the trampoline when y'all were growing up. She told me she's going to get on my trampoline and she's going to flip on it.
And then he can't say anything.
Yeah. And there's nets, but and I'm kind of like, Mom, I think maybe no flips.
Maybe no flips.
You can have a seat war, where you like jump up or like crack the egg. Yeah. Okay. But like no more flips. No but flips. So growing up, my mom would do flips. So I'm just like, this is like a normal thing. Like having a trampoline is normal. Having a flipping mom is normal.
I mean, your kids are gonna think like, wow, Mom was cool.
They are not gonna think that
for a little while until they get to a certain age and they start to realize they can talk back. And that's what I think all kids are kind of like, I'll catch you in 5 more years.
Yeah,
that's why I like being the fun aunt.
Yeah, my daughter, she's just about to be 3, and I went to wake her up this morning. And so she was, first of all, she's out cold. All right. She's like, kids sleeping is the funniest thing. Like she is face down, both hands up, like drooling. Okay. And there are like 75 books around her. Like she's in like a circle of books. And so
Does she say complete reading?
Yeah, well, I think she does.
Okay.
And I mean, when I read, I mean, turn the pages. So I went to wake her up and I was like, hey, baby, good morning. And she goes, Mommy, get out of my room and shut the door. My daddy says it's time to sleep. I was like, oh my
At 3?
gosh. Not even 3.
Oh, I thought
I
you
am
had
in
more time.
I am in so much trouble.
I'm so sorry.
I know. I really feel bad for Mark. Like, she's a sassafras. I know.
Oh,
I know. I know.
I love that for you.
Me too. And
But
she's, curly hair. It's her personality.
it is her personality, and it's so genuine that it's honestly, babe, I wish I could join you.
Like, you do you.
You do you. Who am I? Who am
I to judge?
Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
She doesn't have work today. God, it's gotta be nice.
Oh, I mean, like every day, like she puts a dress on, no matter like what the dress looks like. She's like, I'm a princess or I'm a ballerina.
I love that.
I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay, so we're getting ready for a closing day.
Yes.
Okay, you're the title attorney. What is going on behind the scenes to get everything prepared for when buyers and sellers walk in the door?
Yeah, so actually the like lead up to the closing, it a lot of work goes into it. So, on a day like a Friday, I'm going to be going in, I'm going to be making sure that all of our documents have been received, printed, they've been prepped by our team. I kind of do that at the front end of the day. I go ahead and start checking my packages against my notes for the files that I'll be closing, make sure that I know where the deposit is. Is there anything I need to know about? Do my documents match what I expected them to look like? If I have questions, working very closely with my closing officers, checking on wires to see if I have money in. There are times I don't have packages. So it's getting my team prepared for kind of a, fly by the seat, hey, I'm going to be signing the documents while they're hot off the printer. How do we prep for that? So a lot of prep time, working with the team, kind of saying, here's who's going to close these closings. Here's what rooms I would like them in.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to be as prepared as possible. I don't like surprises in closing. I like things to just go smoothly.
Yeah.
So if we are going to have issues, which come up all the time, I just like to be able to address them head on right at the beginning. I like to set the expectations of what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And then, in my mind, everything, when I walk in, like I know exactly what needs to be done. I know exactly what I need to collect. I know exactly what the goals are. I know if I have funding or if I don't have funding. I know if I have my wire, if I don't have my wire. And I'm not sharing any of that. All of that's just kind of going on in the back of my mind. It's kind of like
your checklist.
Correct. So that I know, am I going to have delays or, what is this looking like? Or, do I have FedEx shipping delays? So much going on in the background that the goal is, though, when I walk into that room, that you have no idea everything that we're doing behind the scenes, we as a team.
Right.
And so really it's just about getting everything set up, making sure that everything is ready to go and to make the closing as smooth as possible. Yeah. And then in the meantime, I'm answering phone calls, answering emails, reviewing titles, releasing wires, all the things that go into just operating the title company.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you call the best part of a closing experience? What is your favorite part of closing with buyers and sellers?
I would say that, obviously the keys, I'm trying to think of a non-obvious, like, the keys, taking the pictures afterwards. The people that bring the videographers, I love that. Like they get my good side. I really enjoy that. But I genuinely think that just walking them through the closing disclosure, walking them through the note, the mortgage, those are the important documents from what we're signing. It's rewarding.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is kind of what your future looks like. And the way that I present the documents are in ways for things that I've made mistakes on. And so I'm like, okay, I explain this way because of something that's happened to me or something I've seen. So I'm constantly tweaking how I'm explaining things based on my own experiences and experiences that my customers have had.
And it makes them feel so much more confident because it can be very overwhelming what they're signing, especially if it's their first time. It's very unguarding of them to understand, oh, well, this ain't that bad. Ashley explained it so well. I can sign right here. I'm good.
And that's the goal. The goal is to make them feel so comfortable that it's no big deal to sign the documents.
Yeah. What are common red flags that they should be looking at before they get to closing? Like any triggers that should be going off in their head?
Yeah, we are with the digital age, and it's scary to be in what we do right now.
Sure.
AI, seller impersonation. I went to a seminar and they were explaining how to, when you're doing video electronic notarization, which Louisiana doesn't yet have. But when you're in that situation, they're like, okay, if you ask the people to spin in a chair, you can tell whether they're a real person or whether they're an AI person. And I'm like, wow, this is where we are in this industry.
Yeah.
Louisiana's probably a little bit behind because we don't have the electronic signing at this point in time, but that's what's coming in the future. The red flags for me are going in and I know, I mean, maybe this is going to sound bad, but this is your purchase.
Yeah.
Or your sale. You need to understand it. So you need to you surround yourself with a good team. Okay. Surround yourself with a lender who you know and can talk to and can explain things to you.
Yeah.
Have a real estate agent, okay, that is present, that understands you, okay, that makes things easy for you, that breaks it down for you. We as a society, I think, view this ability to get access to all of the information out there as we don't need professionals anymore. And it just, there's been doing this almost 10 years, and I've picked up a few things like, let me do that for you.
Absolutely.
I want to do that for you.
Yes.
It's my gift. It's,
yes.
It's something that I've been trained to do. Let me do it. So people that come in and, on the one hand, you have the people who are like, I don't need to know anything. I just, I'm just like, no, let me talk to you. Like,
it's super digestible. It's not as overwhelming as you may think.
Yes. And then people who just like you've got the counter of, and probably people that don't, maybe have the best, resources, or they don't listen to their resources.
Sure.
They have great resources, but they don't tap into those resources. You'll have people, and this is kind of going to be an upcoming issue that we'll see. And I've talked about this a little bit, but banking platforms have changed pretty dramatically over the last couple of years. And a lot of people are moving to online banks. And so what I'm seeing now is people, they go to get their money for closing and they just expect they're going to be able to wire it or get a check, and they can't because the funds are not accessible. So not having done that in advance, not having your driver's license up to date, just little things like that. It just, those things are things we just have to be prepared for. And the amount of spam you're going to get if you're buying, if you're selling, you're going to get a bunch of robocalls. It's super overwhelming. But knowing what to filter through, what is legitimate, what isn't legitimate, and just leaning on your people for those things is really important.
Let's talk on that while we're there. Talk about wire fraud and things that we as consumers should be concerned about.
Yeah, I get. So, wire fraud kind of goes both ways. So you've got wire fraud for buyers who are sending money in, and then you've got wire fraud for sellers who want their money wired out. Okay, so you've got two components of it, because the money comes in, the money goes out. So from a practical standpoint, right, you have the potential that the money will get lost coming in, and you also have the potential that the money will get lost going out. So what we tell people is, when you're bringing your funds, we have to abide by the Louisiana Good Funds Statute. So we can only accept funds in a few ways. Okay. We cannot take cash. We cannot take Bitcoin. I can't take a personal check for most things. We have a limit on that. So when you are getting ready, really your choices are a cashier's check or a wire transfer. And by and large, I tell people, I'm not going to ask you to wire your money. I don't want you to wire your money. Wires are terrifying. Someone can intercept the instructions and have those funds diverted. So I tell people, get your money in a local bank, have it there, for a few months before, let your lender know where the money came from, all of that. And then have a local bank where you go pick up your cashier's check the day before closing. Like, that to me is the best way to handle.
Yeah.
And then on the counter, now there are times where it's inevitable. There are some people who bank a few banks where it's just, they're not local and they have to wire. So it's about starting that process early, understanding that process, letting us know, like, hey, by the way, I bank at XYZ bank. They don't have anything local. I want to go ahead and get your wiring instructions. Like, doing that at the front end so that it's not in, and what I always say is the fraudsters like to insert chaos.
Sure.
So you don't want to be waiting to receive wiring instructions, even securely, when you may be receiving fake wire instructions non-securely.
Yeah.
So it's about just, already being prepared, knowing that no one's going to ask you to wire, and understanding that anyone who says like, hey, I can't talk on the phone, I'm too busy, but we can talk by email only, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
It's a red flag. And that's what a lot of the wiring instructions, the fraudulent ones, look like. And they will come with a like caveat of, hey, in order to avoid a delay in your closing. So it sounds super scary.
Mm-hmm.
That is not how title companies speak. It's not how any of us talk. It's across the board. That's not how we're going to tell you we need your money. If there's anything urgent, we're going to pick up the phone. We're going to call you. We're going to talk to you. And then on the flip side, you have wires going out. You have to keep in mind that we're not a bank. Okay, we're a title company. We're an escrow agent. And so we do not issue wires regularly. It's not our job to issue wires.
Yeah.
We run escrow, we run checks, and we like checks because checks can be canceled. You can stop pay, all of that. Once a wire goes out, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's really no clawback period on wires, which a lot of people don't realize. So, you know, by and large, we will not wire.
Yeah.
There are a few exceptions. The attorney will make the decision.
Sure.
If, we feel that the risk of wiring is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But by and large, I mean, you don't really need the money right away. If you're going to buy another house in Louisiana, we can hand you a check with a letter, and the next title company, good funds letter. That's right. The next title company will take it.
Yeah.
So the reality is, the only people who really that we are kind of up against a wall are people who are turning around and buying out of state.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, when we know that in advance, we're communicating with the title company directly, and we're kind of establishing that from the get-go, because it's just every time I send a wire, I'm a little scared.
Yeah. It is a little nerve-wracking, especially because it happens so much. It's like, it's that anxiety where it's like, oh my God, please don't be me. Please don't be me.
I know.
And you can do all the right things, and sometimes things still happen. So I totally understand your anxiety with it.
Yeah. Well, and we have a process, and we follow the process, and we follow it to a T. And is it overkill? Maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just, the thing about fraud is you don't know what you don't know. And we're going to see it in ways we don't even realize it. And so I trust nothing.
Right.
So make me very cynical.
But I think that's fair, and that's totally valid. Tell me, what is a new project that you're working on right now that you're excited about?
So right now I'm working on the development of the new classes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm super pumped about that. So that'll be coming up. We'll work on that in the fall, and hopefully we can get that geared up for the spring.
Yes.
So I always want people, if you have ideas, if you have things you want to learn about, drop it
let
below for
us.
Let us know. I'm here. I'm open for it. And that is my big, it's big, exciting. And then I really like the fall because it's kind of a time we tend to slow down a little bit.
I think that's like the educational time of year too.
That's what, and we also, we just look at the company as a whole. What changes should we make? What's working? What's not working? Rome isn't built in a day.
Sure.
We're constantly evaluating, if we need to make changes, how we can be more efficient, how we can do a better job for our customers. So we're taking feedback. We're applying feedback. Sometimes we have to apply feedback instantaneously. Sometimes we are like, okay, we can, kind of do that. So that'll be coming up here in I've already kind of started the groundwork for that. And I'm super excited.
I'm excited to see that come to fruition as well.
I'm a very organized person.
Very type A.
Type A. So anyways, I like processes and policies and all that. So we'll be working on that as well, which will be super awesome.
I'm excited.
Me too.
So what trends are you watching coming into the rest of the year?
Yeah, so kind of the, on the seller side, I'll start there. Mm-hmm. The one big thing that's been kind of coming up consistently, and I have my feelings about why this is an issue, but I am seeing a lot of second and third and fourth mortgages through HUD. Mm-hmm. And I think what happened was in COVID shutdown, a lot of people did not have to make payments. But what they didn't realize was that once repayment started, they had to pay everything that had been missed over all of that time. And so it was a huge chunk that came due at once. So we're seeing in the 2021 timeframe, a lot of people restructured, modified their mortgage, where basically they took that money, they tacked it on the back of their mortgage. And when they get their monthly mortgage statement, it no longer includes that sum. You actually have to get that sum from somewhere else, a different payoff. So when the closings are coming in, I am seeing people who are like, oh, no, this is my payoff. They hand us the payoff on their first, not realizing that the mortgage company is not including the, second or the third, the modification amounts, which you need to add to the total amount owed. So it's been misleading for sellers, because they don't really realize that they're not getting that information from their first mortgage holder. So I'm the one that's like, oh, and by the way, we have this and this. And so their net sheets aren't right. So a lot of people, just don't realize the long-term effect that those modifications are having and how they may look in the public records versus how they look from your actual lender. So monitoring that, every time I see one, I definitely bring it up right away, because it is something that can kill, and I've seen kill deals, because the equity that the seller thinks is there is not there. On the buyer side, it's been steady. I'm seeing, interest rates is always the hot topic. Everybody wants to know how the interest rates are doing, what's going on. I've just seen very steady. People seem to be pleased, excited. I'm seeing people leave their, 2, 3, 4% interest rates because their family has grown or their family dynamic has changed. And people have kind of jumped in and they're accepting a 6%, a 7% interest, because historically it's low. Mm-hmm. So I'm seeing that. I'm still seeing a lot of standard, non-adjustable rate mortgages. Seeing a lot of that close. And, I will say on the buyer side, the buyers are being more picky.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing more cancellations than ever.
For sure.
So we'll get stuff open. A lot of stuff doesn't make it through inspection. Or the biggest issue that, I think a lot of buyers are dealing with is the cost of our homeowners insurance is so high that when the policy comes in, the actual quoted policy, their debt to income knocks, they're outside what is allowable. So working with a lender who's local to Louisiana will understand and correctly quote probably a higher rate policy, so that when you're looking and getting pre-approved, you kind of know, okay, I may have to buy a little bit less expensive house because of the cost of homeowners insurance right now in Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much on that deep dive, because there's so many topics that I'm like, oh, yes, 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 yes. Like, just on trends we're watching for buyers and sellers. Like, I have friends who are just like watching interest rates, of course. And I'm like, guys, if you want to buy, now's always the time. You can always refinance.
Well, I'm like, it's always about the cost. Mm-hmm. Like, look at the end of the day, can you afford the note or not?
Right.
And so,
if you're waiting, I feel like it's one of those things, like if you're waiting on that, you'll be waiting forever, and you need to get the right team behind you to help you achieve those goals in real time, because sometimes you're right, your family's growing and you need something out of necessity. You can't be as picky.
Well, and I follow that. I mean, yeah. I bought a house in 2022 at a 7% or 7.5% interest rate.
Yeah.
And I built a house at a 6.5% interest rate.
Yeah.
And I'm a believer in it. It's what my life dictated.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot tell you how much remarkably better my life got when I got 1,000 more square feet.
I love that for you.
I know, 2 kids, 2 dogs. No, it was way too much for a little,
just for
great interest rate, 1,600 square foot home,
but you need more room.
Exactly.
And that's just life.
And we set our budget and we put our mind to it and we did it.
I love it.
I know.
You came to homeownership like we try to do every day.
I know. I really did.
Yeah.
I know. And now I've built, so it makes me feel good. Like when I do a lot of construction loans.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel so much better being like, oh, I've lived this.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly how this is going to go down. Here's what to expect. And here's,
mm-hmm.
it makes me feel good to be able to like give my personal experience back.
Yeah.
In the closing room.
I
literally just got grass. Did not have grass for 3 months.
I bet you did say that. Oh my gosh.
I was like, I have grass. I still have a few like sections of missing fence, but otherwise I'm doing fantastic.
She's doing great.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Okay. So to wrap up this episode, if somebody takes one thing away from this video, what do you want everybody to remember about Ashley Donald?
Oh man, I was not prepared for that question. You just like this a curveball at me.
Just one thing. Is it LSU fan? Is it mom? Is it the stand-up comedian at the closing table?
Can it be all the things?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I go back to my power word of authentic.
I think that's a great word.
Authentically me.
You're very genuine.
Genuinely, authentically me.
I love
100%
that.
of the
Authentically
time.
Ashley.
Yes.
We're gonna tag that into something. I don't know what, but we're gonna tag that in.
I feel like I'm like gonna have like a book, like you know, like having tea. Authentically Ashley.
Ooh, maybe that's it. Maybe we should add that to future projects. We're just gonna get a running list. We're gonna get a running list, and I'll be your hype girl. We'll get it.
My dad would make so much fun of me on this because I had to go through like etiquette training and Girl Scouts growing up.
I did that as a kid too.
And my dad legit every time that I would go in and like, you know, not do something like put my elbows on the table or like not say ma'am or whatever.
I would cut with airplanes, like fly, like land the plane.
Yeah.
Or
well,
like
my dad, if
know.
I did not follow the etiquette, the correct etiquette, my dad would be like, go get your vest. I'm taking away your etiquette pouch.
Oh, no.
Look, being a coach's daughter is not for the faint of heart. Okay. I'm just telling you, like, that man, but he made me who I am.
He made you who you are.
I know. He's so funny because he would, my sweet mom, he had this, he thought he was hilarious. Okay.
I wonder where you get it from.
I know, right? We had this light switch in our house growing up that it didn't do anything. Like my dad moved in and he was like, he's like, I don't know what this does. So he told us that it was a Barbie zapper. Yes, he did. And that if he flipped the switch,
it would zap your Barbies.
It would zap our Barbies and kill them. And so,
and I hate that I love it right now because that would have made me absolutely bawl hysterically as a child.
Oh, it was horrible.
But today I'm like, dang, that's creative.
That's so good,
that's
right?
so good.
And let me tell you that he was true to his word. He would throw away our toys like it was no big deal. Like he threw away my sister's bike once. Like the bike is just like sticking out of the trash can.
Oh my God.
But my sweet mom would go and she would take them out at night after we go to sleep. Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Shout out. Love you.
Shout out, Dad.
They're fishing this morning right now.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you for having
me. Thank you for being such a leader here at Legacy Title and a great boss. And we just can't wait to do more closings.
Authentically Ashley.
Authentically Ashley. I think we should end on that note.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.